Alright guys, so here's the AC to DC converter. It's got a dial control. There's a little digital readout. It's got it set at 14.9 volts. So there's the diesel heater. I got it mounted. It's on an angle, but it's working great. It's at like a 45. I built like a little gasket for the window and the exhaust and the air intakes outside. It's extremely quiet right now. You might hear a sound, but that's the store next to my house. I have a bunch of like refrigerators and coolers and such, so those are running. They're really loud and it just came on. But yeah, this thing's like near silent. There's a controller up there, so like it ran for I'd say 10 minutes. Probably about 10 minutes. And this room's its outside temperature where it was just snowing. You come over here. Now this thing's really slow to catch up. It says 61, but it's definitely warmer than 61F because 23C is like 80 degrees. And it heated that. Controller's up in the air. I guess it is pretty close to the output, but the output's aimed straight down practically. So anyway, yeah, the exhaust, I got an aluminum can kind of gasket going outside. I checked it already. It's great. It's working great. It's not getting hot. I've used my little thermometer, made sure I checked all the surfaces like 4 times now. None of them are getting hot at all. It's nowhere near hot at all. Not even 100 degrees. So it's all good. Everything's working really well. And it warmed up in here. Oh, that went from 23 to 23, so if it drops another degree, because I mean right now there's the air coming out of here, it's like probably, I don't know, 120, 130, but when it runs on that high, it gets up to like 180 and just blows really hard. Sounds like a supercharger. And there actually is like the combustion fan. There's 2 separate fans. The one that drives through the center there and out through it just circulates the air, heats it. But there's another combustion process occurring inside. There's a heat exchanger. Well, anyway, the heat pump pumps the fuel in. There's a glow plug in there that when it gets on, it fires up and then slows down and does glow plug cycles. And that's when it uses 100 watts just for a couple minutes. But yeah, then that fan, when it's on high and it's blowing the heat, trying to heat up a large area, working, it blows hard. And that little like turbocharger thing that does the combustion, it also is just a ripping, pumping air. Yeah, the thing's pretty neat how it works. Yeah, and it's all thermostatically controlled. Heated my truck all winter. Not the entire winter, but any day it snowed, that thing was on melting the snow. And all the time I got in, it was always warm. At least 60 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, very rarely was this thing off. Because I got used to it. It's like a luxury, dude. You're, sorry. But yeah, you just drive around in your car. It's always warm. Park it. Go out. Doesn't matter when. You just got to grab something out of there. It's warm. It's kind of great. I liked it. It was a fun experiment. I took it back out. Now I'm just going to heat my porch. It's warming up. It's almost spring. I mean, pretty much is, but it was just snowing. It's supposed to be like an ice storm, so I'd throw this in here temporarily. This will run it indefinitely. And I mean, like I said, I only use 100 watts for about 2 minutes. Occasionally, when it fires up and gets hot and goes on high mode, it does. And then when it cycles down, it runs it for a few minutes. But yeah, then it runs like 10 watts or 12 watts, I believe. I think I ran at 12 watts. That fan, when it's running most of the time. Which it runs on this low mode most of the time. But even on high, it's like 23 watts. And that fan is just ripping and both those things going. As long as that glow plug's not firing. Which, like I said, it only does it here and there. Anyway, that's a little Porch hookup. Next is the greenhouse. I'm building a greenhouse, and my backyard out of glass blocks and sliding glass doors. I'm gonna grow some shit in it. But I'm gonna use this to heat it all winter. I'm gonna try to run 2 crops, spring, summer, fall one, and then kind of like the end of the fall and through the winter. And I'm gonna use LED lights to supplement the sunlight. We'll see what can happen. At least get some going and growing, and grow an orange tree in there and keep it in like stasis. That's my goal. I want to have an orange tree growing there and some other plants to experiment with. Anyway, thanks for watching.